Well, hi, everybody. You know what they say, everything is bigger in Texas, right? Well, I'm calling this week's winter storm a Texas-sized snowstorm because this is going to be a big one, folks. And there could be quite a bit of snow, and especially in places that don't typically see a lot of snow. We're talking about places like Dallas, Texas, Sherman, Texas, maybe into Wichita Falls, down towards Stephenville. And there could even be some snow down into central Texas with this as well, maybe even South Texas. And then there could be some ice here, perhaps maybe over into parts of East Texas as well. This all starts maybe as early as late Wednesday night, but more likely throughout the day on Thursday and into maybe even early on Friday. Now, my confidence level has increased a lot. We're up to 8, but it's not as high as it could go. There's still a couple of things that needs to be resolved before I'll jump up a little bit higher than that. But still, 8's a significant number here. So here's what I do know. The winter storm will be impacting the region. And not only will this impact Texas, but this will also impact Oklahoma, Arkansas, maybe parts of Louisiana, maybe even Mississippi and up into Tennessee. So deep south could see some stuff with this as well. The track is favorable for widespread snow across the Lone Star State and up into Oklahoma there. And there will be a band or two of some heavy snow. And again, it starts late Wednesday, but the bulk of the storm, or the brunt of the storm, will be Thursday and into Thursday night. Now, as far as what I don't know is the very exact track it's going to take. And the exact track will determine how much snow you wind up getting in your location. A shift here or there can mean all the difference in the world here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that in the next couple of days as those questions try to begin to resolve themselves here some. So as far as Monday night here, there's some high clouds moving across Texas and Kansas and Oklahoma here. And we're probably going to see these off and on, I think, for the next couple of days. We've got disturbances moving across the Rocky Mountain states, and our atmosphere is real stretched out now. And on the west side of this cold air, there's a piece of energy diving to the south. You can almost see a bit of a bend here, and you can follow that kind of down through California and a little bit of a snow shower area here and across parts of Nevada and the mountain regions here. This is the piece of energy that's diving to the south, and what this is going to do is it's going to dive down here into central and northern Mexico. It's going to be diving way down there and into the southwestern part of the country. It's going to sit there on Tuesday night and into early Wednesday, but then late Wednesday into Thursday, it begins to push out. And as it does so, we see a fairly significant storm develop here just across the southern parts of Texas. And it looks like, and of course this could still change a little bit, it looks like this is going to track somewhere right along the coastline or just south of the coastline here of Texas, and then over into Louisiana, and then we'll cross maybe the southern part of Mississippi, maybe the southern part of Alabama. And on the northwest side of that, that's where we see the favorable location for wintry precipitation here. So we see, again, there may be some ice over here, maybe East Texas, maybe even Central Texas. As far as ice goes, some freezing rain and sleet certainly is possible. Also, widespread snow across a good part of the region here, but there's going to be this band. We see this dark gray here. There's going to be a band of heavy snow somewhere in this region. And again, it's going to be on the northwest side of all this. Where that band is going to set up is still one of the unknowns with this system here. The most likely scenario, as of this video here, would be for the heavy snow area, the heaviest snow area anyway, from about Graham, Texas, Bowie, Texas, into south central, southeast Oklahoma, down to Sherman, Denison along I-35, into the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and then kind of south there over towards Stephenville. But again, a little shift here or there could push that heavier snow band to the west, or it could even push it a little bit to the east. In this lighter white area, a lighter gray area, there's still going to be light to moderate snow, pretty widespread, and there will also be some bands of heavy snow in that too that will also mean accumulations in those spots. So let's look at the weather data now. Weather data has been a bit flip-flopping like a fish here, as I like to say, but the European computer model has been very consistent. Pretty much every run that comes out looks about the same. So here we are on Wednesday night and early on Thursday morning. The storm hasn't really got its act together yet. It's kind of forming here down to the south, but we see precipitation developing to the north in the form of rain and freezing rain here in central and maybe even in east central parts of Texas. And on the north side of that, we could see some light snow break out late Wednesday night and early Thursday, maybe the Texas Panhandle into West Texas. This won't be very heavy though. But as we get into the daytime hours on Thursday and our storm really begins to ramp up down here, you're going to see the precipitation become more widespread. And look at these bands where you see these dark white colors in Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. These dark white colors would represent those heavy bands of snow. Now, it does show some of the weather information is trying to push a little bit of warmer air to the northwest here. And that might be a reflection of a bit of a westward shift in the storm track there. And that might throw some sleet into the mix in the Dallas area. So you could see perhaps some of that mix in. I'm not ready to make that call in Dallas yet. I'm still having mostly snow in the forecast there, but I'll keep an eye on that. But west of that, it should be all snow. Abilene, Wichita Falls, again, Bowie, Nakona, up towards Waurika, Oklahoma. A lighter snow back towards Lawton, Oklahoma, and into Oklahoma City. And again, this continues for a good part of Thursday night. And then look at that heavy band of snow over here into the Dallas area by early on Friday morning. Now, this system will get out of here on Friday, but it could linger, at least some light stuff, into early on Friday morning. Now, as far as snowfall amounts from the European, and again, it's been almost every run looking about the same in regards to where it's spitting out the heaviest snowfall amounts. And look at those things adding up here. And it's showing some of these higher numbers into the Dallas area, back towards the falls here, Abilene. So kind of in that area I was just talking about, right in there. Now, these numbers might be a little bit on the high side. Sometimes the computer models are a little bit on the high side. They tend to sometimes overestimate snowfall amounts because they don't take into account there could be some melting that could bring some of the totals down. And there also could be some sleet in some of this tier 2. But somewhere across Texas and Oklahoma, we'll see a significant snow out of this here. And look at that, showing Dallas close to a foot of snow. But, how often do you see a foot of snow in Dallas? I know it's happened before, but not very often. So that's why you have to take that with a bit of a grain of salt and know that it might be a little bit of an overestimate. All right, you look over towards Little Rock, Arkansas. Look at that, up over 5 inches of snow there by the time all is said and done on Friday evening. So that's just one computer model, but that's the one I'm leaning the heaviest with there. But this consistency, and that's what you look for in the world of weather, its consistency is very, very good at this point in time. What's not consistent is that American GFS computer model. Some of our shorter range models are also starting to come out and give us some ideas as well, the NAM model in particular, but it just doesn't look right, so I'm not going to show it at this point in time. So let's show the GFS. The GFS is trying to paint out rain down here to the south with some ice further to the north. It's trying to warm temperatures up a little bit quicker than I think it should, but it does quickly transition, especially North Texas here into southern Oklahoma, from the rain or any type of a sleet mixture there into all snow here by Thursday afternoon. And it does have heavy snow, but look at that down towards Dallas. It has it mostly sleet here. And then it kind of pushes the snow area Thursday evening in eastern parts of Oklahoma. This would still be a fairly widespread snow across Oklahoma and back into Texas here, northwest Texas especially. But this would, at least with this computer model, would take the heaviest snow bands just northwest of the Metroplex, at least initially there. But by Friday morning, as colder temperatures wrap in on the backside of that, the GFS does bring some good snow there into the Dallas area before it finally pushes everything on out. So with the way the GFS is looking, we can take a look at some of its forecasted accumulation amounts, and it's going to be lower than what the European is. And I'm not, it's not out of the question that we'll see lower amounts here, but it's significantly lower across a good part of the area. So for right now, I'm going to take the GFS and toss it out for a bit here, and we'll keep an eye on it. I'm going to go more with what the European computer model is showing here. And as we get closer to this event, I'll have data with the high-resolution computer models, and that'll give us a really good idea. But we don't get the high-resolution stuff until you get about 48 hours from the event. So we probably see the HRRR starting to come in with some details. Maybe, what would it be, Tuesday evening. We'd start getting some ideas from it as well. So, but remember, to just follow my pages here. I try to give you the good information, not the bad information. A lot of times I just kind of think out loud, and you can hear my brain thinking some, and my wheels turning here some. I'm trying to give you the good information, so you're not fooled by a lot of these crazy maps that all these social media people are showing all the time here. So like, follow, subscribe to my social media pages. I really need to try to grow my YouTube stuff. So far it's kind of so subscribe to my YouTube page if you don't mind there, and we'll have more updates on this here throughout the week. Remember though, high impact winter storm headed to the Lone Star State, the Sooner State, and then parts of the Deep South later this week.